Hi everybody. So it's January now and a lot of us are thinking up around the theme of detox, in particular with our yoga classes, right? It's kind of a natural thing that happens after the holidays. We want to get back on track, back into balance, and a little bit healthier, right? So in our practices, when we start to think about yoga detox, often the poses that we will practice are ones to release stagnant energy, and top of the list is twists, right? So when we move into twists, we're moving from that navel point center of our waist, lifting up from a neutral spine and moving in. At this point, all of our organs compress, right? We can feel that sort of tension where the muscles squeeze together. And then as we release, what happens is fresh blood flow comes back into the area. So again, a great way to release stagnant energy from the body around the midsection, but also in the spine. So I'm going to go through a few poses for you, some key poses, and talk about some key things that we really want to think about to keep our twists safe. So whether you're practicing at home or you're taking this to the studio, key things that we want to think about moving into twists. Number one, before I even step back onto my mat, is we always start from a neutral spine. So that means we're following the natural S curve of our spine, which kind of curves out around the neck, naturally widens out across the rib cage, a little bit in through the lumbar spine, and then back out across the tailbone. So we follow that natural S curve of the spine, and we always want to keep our hips level. So let me show you what I mean through a couple, again, key poses. First, make sure that you have done a bit of a warm-up before practicing these poses. I would suggest a couple rounds of sun salutations, some cat-cow. Those will be perfect to get you ready and started for these practices. I'm going to start us in pyramid pose. So we start in mountain pose. Notice I have my hands on the top part of my hip bones right here. Then I'm going to slide my left leg straight back. So it's as if I'm almost standing on railroad tracks, right? My foot is parallel to this hip and my right foot's parallel to my right hip. What sometimes happens as we step back is that we want to cross our leg behind, and then this leads us, do you see how I'm already twisted in my lower belly and I haven't even started to twist from my waist? This is where a lot of injuries happen through our sacrum, right through here, this bottom triangular bone, through the SI joint. We want to be very careful of that and maximize our twist. So again, left leg goes straight back. I'm going to plant my foot down, so I'm actually in a bit of a warrior one here, softening into my front knee. And then inhale, pulling up to straight legs. My back leg's going to be strong. I'm pulling up the quadricep muscles away from my knee. I'm also squeezing up into my front leg, but I'm going to keep this joint a little soft rather than popping it out or locking the knee, so that I can really access the most muscular strength in this front leg for stability. I'm going to realign my hips again. Notice I lift my heel to help me find this position. Inhale, coming forward, a little hinge through this front hip joint. Might need to bend this knee a little bit more to accommodate the big stretch happening in the hamstring, pushing down through the back leg. So this is our pyramid pose. This is a great place to pause. And then from here, we can relax all the way down. You'll notice I also brought my block here. Great point to rest the hands down if you have a block nearby. And then I'm going to shift into twisted triangle. So placing now the block under my shoulder. Remember, I want to keep the alignment of my torso. Left hip, left heel, right hip, right heel, and then across my shoulders to my wrists. So bringing my left hand down, I'm using the top edge of the block. You can go a little lower if you've got more space in the body or looking to go a little bit deeper in the pose. And I'm going to be very careful about this space right here across my the back of my pelvis, because again, remember that neutral spine. I want to start with a straight spine. Inhale here. Exhale, wrapping the right shoulder back. I'm going to hold my right hand right at my hip so that my hip doesn't move, and slowly begin to twist open to the side. A lot of work going on here. I'm squeezing through my inner thighs. I'm drawing up through my pelvic floor. We can stay here. We can add the arm. I'm finding that a little bit intense today, so I'm going to keep my hand right at my hip and really work through this big, big twist. Now, if you're feeling, like you want a little bit more work, a little bit more power here, we're going to shift and move into standing, balanced, or twisting half moon. Twisting half moon. So, again, keeping the torso in line. Now I'm shifting my block forward, lifting up to 3-point balance. Readjusting my pelvis, pushing back through my heel, lots of strength through my whole body. Inhaling here, again, keeping my right hip still, wrapping my right shoulder back, continuing to reset through the pelvis, pulling up through my pelvic floor. Breathing here, lots of work happening. And slowly releasing into forward fold. Bend the knees. Give yourself a bit of a break. And then we can realign to the other side. Hope that helps. And I hope that you're able to work through some great twists. Oh, I'm nice and warm now. That's one of the great things that twists offer as well. So if you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. And hope you enjoy this series. Thank you.